And then I started thinking, I'm like, but bro, like how often do y'all see Mexicans wear all white, basically? Like, you don't see it. That'd be episode 50 of the Just Us Pod. Had some technical difficulties this week. Make sure y'all go like, follow, subscribe, run them views up. We're trying to hit these 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Help us out. Y'all say y'all fuck with us, go share it. Come on.
I said, hey, bro, for the lock that motherfucking card.
Oh, that nigga was, bro, what? Bro, that nigga held that bitch so long, I got tired.
Here's the thing, it's just us.
Just Us Pod, episode 50.
Big 5-0.
That's a fucking milestone.
Yeah, man.
God damn.
It don't even feel like 50.
It don't.
Shit. It feel like goddamn 300 over here. Well, as far as like the work and all the headache and stuff, right? Like that's what makes it feel like that much more. But yeah, when you start really looking at the content that we put out, it seems like we ain't even reached 50 yet.
I mean, for me, yeah, we work, but I still don't think we work as much as we need to.
No, facts.
Yeah, I still don't think we hit the ground as tough as we need to hit the ground. Me personally, but we have done some work. We've had a lot of accomplishments for sure.
We on the road to 1,000 subs on YouTube.
Show. 928 right now.
Yep. And while we're on this topic, man, if there's anybody, I'm going to say it, if there's anybody that wants to join the team, that wants to do things on the back end, man, just let us fucking know at this point.
I think we've said that over and over.
I might go out of my way to clip that part in particular to be able to post it.
And
too.
you should, bro. Pro bono.
Man,
come
grow
build
with us.
Come build with us, bro. We need a photographer. We need an editor. We need someone to get these clips together and put these clips out. Like we do everything that y'all see. We do it all. So if you have a specialty, or even if it ain't even a specialty, if you want to learn some shit and do it, come on, man. Come do it. It is what it is.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Send me your resume.
Big episode 50. We do have a guest in the building. You want to introduce yourself, my good man?
Big Josh, cousin, love, friend for life over to my right. That's it, man. Big Josh, not the little one, though.
Big Josh, not the little one. Right on. So I was having a discussion with one of my compadres one day, right? And he said, I haven't done something with this person, a woman, in a few months, right? But she asked me for some money.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who's the person? Told me who the person was, showed me the person. Very nice looking young woman. And I don't know if my mind works backwards. I don't know what it is, but I feel like fine women shouldn't be asking for small amounts of money.
I feel like they don't need to ask for no money at all. Man, how you look? Let me give it to you on my own. Don't ask me for shit.
Yeah, okay. That's right. That's a good point because any man who dealing with a woman on that level constantly should know, okay, this woman going through something. She need my help. Don't force that woman to ask you for the help. That's another conversation though, but be a man. But everybody ain't like that. Everybody ain't like that, right? But I just feel like you shouldn't be fine and men not lining your pockets, bro.
You know, I don't think women understand, like, how much power they hold because they ain't even got to give it up. It's dudes. Yeah, it's dudes out here that all they want is some conversation, and they gonna give it up.
And I think there's women that do, but are just scared. Man, God put this here for me and you. Evil alert, make it work. Yeah. Make it work, bro. Like, and when I say I'm backwards, I'm gonna put it into perspective, right? I think if you find and you asking for like $25, $40, it's a turnoff to me.
So what's the number for you? Where is the okay amount?
Okay, it's not even a number. It's not even a number. This is how my brain works, right? And you call me weird, whatever you may. This is how my brain works, right? If you mid, if you like low tier, like if you don't look that good,
If you like a 5 to 7,
7 is pretty decent
I
in
don't
my
know,
world.
but
7
think about
is
8 to 10
crazy.
though.
8, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, if I'm breaking it up like
if you
this.
if you like a 4 to 7,
Okay.
if you're a 4 to 7, and your situation is not good, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to find your footing in this world. Yeah, cool. If you asking me for $25 every other day, yeah, you're supposed to be, because ain't nobody out here just giving you money.
That's the budget for the 4 to 7.
Yeah, that's the budget for the 4 to 7. Ain't nobody out here just like, oh, that's my chick. And don't get me wrong, there are some men that cater to the 4 to 7s. But if you 7.5 and up, and you asking me for small amounts every other day,
You doing something wrong.
something not right with you. And now you got me looking at myself, questioning myself, like, why I'm dealing with this motherfucker who need $25 every 3 days.
Sound like weed money.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you do have some fine women who just don't know how to use their fineness. And I ain't saying go be a HOE. I ain't saying go out here and be a prostitute. All I'm saying is know how to manage your coochie. And who's better to, and I don't want to sound like a pimp, but who's better than to tell a woman how to manage their coochie than a man who know how to get coochie?
You know, convenience ain't got no price tag.
Does
on
that
it,
sound
man.
crazy?
No.
It don't sound crazy? I'm glad, because I'm like,
Coming from 2 other men, it doesn't sound crazy.
right. And this probably would have been good to have a woman on here to probably explain some of this, but I just feel like the management coochie is not being managed correctly by one. I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
I don't know, man. Like, because at the same time, all right, let's just break it down into the psychology of a woman, right? Like, you got all these dudes trying to hit you. And when I mean hit you, we know what I'm saying,
For
right?
sure.
So I think there's also a sense of entitlement for a lot of men that feel like, if I'm spending this, I'm supposed to get this. But I think that's where it should be on the woman to be like, all right, like, that ain't the one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me go to another one, right? And sometimes, like, bro, y'all could just be friends and a motherfucker gonna come off some money.
100%. I'm glad you put it like that, because I feel like any women that I'm dealing with, if I'm not dealing with you exclusively, and you're not dealing with people exclusively, I feel like you should have men for every facet of your life.
Okay.
But they do, though. They do have.
I'm
they have men
unsure.
for-
That's why I'm
I
having a
know I can
conversation.
call him for this. I can call him for this. I can call him for this. I know he want this. You know what I'm saying? But all women got, well, I ain't gonna say all women, but most women got motherfuckers that they can call for certain situations.
We hear that. They say that. But I don't know it to be true, because
I don't see it.
I don't see it. I feel like I
You
get
should
called
have a mechanic. You should have a plumber. You should have a roof man, an AC man,
a
all
dinner
that.
man, a man who buy the kids something when the kid, like, you should have. And this, again, this is only if you're not exclusive with anyone, and you don't want to be exclusive with anyone, and you just out here, right? It bothers me a little bit when I'm constantly being asked by someone who I'm looking, because now you got me questioning me.
Yeah.
What kind of motherfucker am I? What kind of women who am I attracting?
Yeah.
Am I attracting
Now,
bums?
let me ask you this though. Like, what if it's a one-off? This, like, let's just say y'all been solid for 2-3 years or whatever. This ain't never came up, and then boom. Hey, look.
That's how my brain works.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
At
If
that
I'm
point, you're just like, ugh.
No,
Or
no, no,
you're-
no,
you're
no,
good
no,
with it?
no. At that point, I'm gonna give you what
Okay,
you need.
I got you.
Especially since you ain't never asked.
Yeah, if it's always been a mutual understanding of whatever we have going on, and then it's a one off, it's like, man, I'm fucked up right now. I'm going through something. You know what I'm saying, man? Can you look up? Boom. You know what? I don't. That's why I say I think my mind is working backwards.
Yeah.
If every time I talk to you, and I want to come get a little piece of that snatch right quick. Oh, my kid's hungry. Can you bring them something to eat when you on your way over here? Oh man, I don't like all that. You know what I'm saying? I guess in my big age, I guess that shit done got old.
I don't know. Like, well, I don't know.
Some
Because,
people
like, at the same time, all right, you're not asking for $25 every day, every other day, but you're asking for $100 a week. What's the difference?
The difference is they just added all the 25s up that they
Yeah.
would add every other day and asked for it on Friday.
It really ain't too different, but
My thing is, why don't you have why am I dealing with somebody that don't have $100, that need $100? And I know everybody going through some shit. I know it's a lot going on out here in the world, but when you really think about it and you sit back, you like, I'm really dealing with somebody who need $100.
yeah.
So after I give you this $100, is that the only $100 that you gonna have, or am I adding $100 to the $100 that you only have?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like it.
But it's also in reverse too, because it's a lot of women dealing with men in the same situation.
100%, and I don't know.
I ain't gonna say men, them little
I'm a man.
boys. Yeah.
I don't pillow talk, so don't tell me about the nigga you taking care of. We had somebody on the last episode that said, "Yeah, I be taking care of them niggas." So I don't know nothing about I'll take care of nobody.
Yeah.
But don't take my money and go give it to a nigga.
Well, just don't. I don't need to know.
Don't take
I
my
don't need
money
to know
at all.
nothing.
Yeah,
I don't need to know nothing.
I definitely don't want to talk about it. I definitely don't want to talk about it.
Because last thing I like, me personally, if somebody's gonna ask me for something, like, I don't need to hear a sob story. Just ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, shoot me this, shoot me that, whatever. Cool. I'm more than likely, if I got it, if I can do it, I'll do it. But I don't need to know that, you had a flat tire, and then while you was getting that flat tire fixed, they found out the other tire was bad. Bruh, I don't care. I don't care. I don't.
100% don't care. But this is an interesting scenario, man. And again, I always speak about God, believe in what you want to believe in. I ain't pushing who I believe in on nobody.
I do.
But you ever heard of divine intervention?
Yeah.
You ever had what is it called? Deja vu?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So I get a call from my pops. This had to be last week.
That's crazy.
Wednesday or Thursday. I hadn't received a call from my father in many, I've talked to him, obviously, but when I say received the call, he just called me to catch up, shoot the shit, right? And it kind of took me by surprise. But we talked for a healthy, good minute. He asked me about certain things, in my life. We were just talking or whatever. Fast forward to, what was this?
Like 2 days ago.
Maybe like 2 days ago, I get a phone call from my sister first. Hey, they rushing Dad to the hospital. Then get a call from Josh. Hey, they rushing Dad to your dad to the hospital. My dad just told me. I'm like, damn, what the fuck going on? So, I'm like, I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that
You understand that something happened, but at the same time, you're hoping that the situation plays out as light as possible.
Exactly, because God does things in mysterious ways. The higher power does things in mysterious ways. And when these kinds of things happen, it lets me know that I'm doing something right because he sends certain messages and signals.
Right.
Out of all the times my father calls me last week and then he goes into the hospital, right? So I'm saying to myself, Father, if you're telling me that we need to get back close and that the family needs to get back close, that's what I'll do. Mm-hmm. But don't tell me I'm about to lose my dad. You know what I'm saying? Don't send that sign. And it's been weighing heavy on me, right? And I called him that night. I called his wife's phone because I didn't know what the situation was, and she handed him the phone, which was cool. You know, I didn't have an issue with it, but he was kind of telling me what was going on. I ain't gonna go into detail about what the situation is or whatever. And this is the part that bothered me, but I kind of understood it. I talked to them about it, my group chat about it. His wife she said, he must be calling for you because I haven't heard from him in months, which he hasn't. And it's fair. And I had to sit back and think about it. But because at first I got upset. I even told my father, I was like, well, the phone worked both ways. Yeah. But I had to sit back and I had to really read the room and I had to really say, all right, Fave, what's going on? She just lost her brother. And I never called and gave her my condolences, right? And I should have because she's been around my father for years.
Right.
Matter if we have a long-standing or great relationship where we talk every day, I should have called and gave her condolences, right? I said that to say I've been through some stuff here recently and just going through things, right? We all go through things, but we got to stop. Even in the midst of things that we're going through, and really reach out to the ones who we love. It's tough.
That's a sticky situation though, bro. Because like you say, the phone work both ways.
100%.
And I always say, I fuck with who fuck with me. I don't care if you're family, friends, co-workers, whoever. I mean, that work both ways.
100%. And I said that in that moment.
I got the same situation, you know what I'm saying, with my mama.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Like the other day, her birthday was. And I didn't realize it was her birthday until my aunt posted on Facebook. It was like, happy birthday to my sister, yada, yada, yada. And she texted me. She was like, you talked to your mama? I was like, no, for what? Not realizing it was my mama's birthday. I'm like, bro, motherfucker ain't checked on me, ain't called me, ain't texted me or nothing. I'm not. That's just like with me and him. If he checking on me, I'm going to check on him, bro. Right, it's just simple. And I'm like, shit, that shit work both ways, bro. But I'm a big believer in God, and I always believe that God always do stuff to just make you just check yourself for a little bit. Like what he was saying with his pops. Bro, my pops call me at least twice a week. Just even if it's just, hey, what you doing? What you doing? Even though he know I'm at work 9 times out of 10, I appreciate them calls all the time. And at first it wasn't like that. Fresh out of high school, man, I ain't talked to my dad like 2-3 years. But now, you know what I'm saying, I guess.
Fresh out of high school, you ain't talked to? So what did you do? What are you? Because, it was a disconnect with the whole fam.
Oh, yeah, none of us was really talking.
Nobody was really, like, in contact with each other.
Well, shit, I moved out a week before graduation. And it was just shit that was going on in the highs. I felt like an outcast, I'm going to say that. And my girlfriend at the time in high school picked me up that morning for school. I put all my shit in her trunk. And that's why I fuck with my auntie so tough, bro. I called, I was like, hey, after graduation, I'm coming over there. Yeah. After we got out of school, she took me over there. And shit, I guess I didn't want to face my old man like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Because I was 17. I ain't turned 18 until a week before graduation. So I didn't want to face him and just be man enough like, hey, that's not for me. Yeah. So like I said, I went 2-3 years without talking to him. And he knew I was all right because he kind of knew where I was at. Talking to cousins and shit, finding out where I was, but.
What's crazy is, why do y'all think, because my story not exactly like that, but because I left and I went to school, why do y'all think we leave so fast? Like, what do you think that stemmed from? Like, did you leave the house real quick?
I was out 2-3 months after I graduated. I got my own spot.
I literally went.
You was working at the time?
At Walmart, yeah.
That was cheap back then. It wasn't no problem.
Rent was like $5.65 at the time. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. When I left home after high school, and granted, I had a child my senior year, like towards the end. I was about to graduate, and I got someone pregnant with my daughter. But it seems like in the black and brown community, for us, as soon as high school over, we done with the family.
So, I'll tell you why I moved out. Like, the exact reason why I moved out. So, my parents got divorced when I was 7, something like that. 6, 7 years old, somewhere around there. And my mom, at least she never showed it. Like, my mom wasn't out there dating, nothing like that. Like, she was just purely working. At one point, she's working 2 jobs. You know, she's bouncing here, bouncing there, doing this, doing that. And I watched my mom have to, like, go through all this with 3 boys, right? And, you know,
Were you the oldest?
Nah, I'm the youngest.
Okay.
So in that dynamic itself, my oldest brother put it through certain things. My middle brother put her through certain things. I put her through certain things. So it's like she's dealing with all that as we're growing up. By the time I graduated, though, it was just me and her at the house. And by this time, I think my mom, at least to my knowledge, started dating maybe my sophomore year in high school. And again, if she was dating before that, kudos to you for holding that shit down and keeping
never
it.
knew.
Yeah, never knew. But by the time I graduated, she was with, you know, who I consider my stepdad now. And I watched her be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first time that I felt like my mom was really happy.
Yeah.
So in the back of my mind, it's I want to go be free. You know what I'm saying? I want to go do my own thing, yada, yada, yada. But then in front of me is, man, it's time for my mom to, like, have her life, basically.
Right. And you thought
So you
about
thought-
that at such a young age?
Yeah.
So you thought removing yourself from her will give her some fresh air?
Yeah.
I got
Definitely
you.
did not.
I got you.
Definitely did not.
Definitely did not.
Because shortly after, like, she was on my ass about going to college or whatnot, and I had told her, I was like, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take a semester off, blah blah blah. So I still working. Then next thing you know, I get my spot. My baby mama moves in, you know, and
Life
within
starts.
3 months she's pregnant, and I ain't tell my mom till she was maybe 7 months pregnant or whatever. That's when I finally just, you know, all right, here we are, boom, boom, boom. And there was a point in time where I ended up moving back or whatever for maybe 6, 7 months or something like that, and then boom, right back out. But yeah, it's like the initial thought was let my mom be free, let her do her thing, let her enjoy her life. Okay, boom, I end up coming back. But at the time I come back, I got a kid now. So now it's more of I really have to go to let her do what she needs to do, and I got to start my own life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you
But
said something
and you
that
take it for granted, right? Like, you don't really understand. I have a little cousin right now, right? Or even like my little brother. Like, bro, stay home as long as you can. As long as you can, stay home.
But you know what's crazy, though? You said in the black and brown community, the other side, them motherfuckers stay in the house till like 30, 35 years old. Credit don't be messed up. And live, and shit, the parents pass
Well,
away.
shit, I got an uncle that's 50 that still live with my grandparents.
but that's because he probably ain't shit.
Oh, he is.
Oh, he
He
good?
cool, yeah.
He cool?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's more so in our communities versus other communities. It's talked about. They sit down, they have plans.
Yeah.
Whether the parents give plans for the kids or the kids give their parents the plan on what they want their life to be or what they want to go into, or they have, I'm going to work with dad over here at such and such after I'm done with this. But for us, it's like as soon as high school is over, it's time to figure this shit out. And sometimes it goes unsaid, and then other times it's like, all right, you 18 now, you done with high school, what you finna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that too many times we are faced with those kind of decisions. Mm-hmm. And the unspoken ones are kind of like the harder ones, because now it's kind of like that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
You done with high school, you in the house, daddy looking at you, mama looking at you. Yeah, you grown now.
But that's just like with me,
what
though,
you finna do?
because you know the oldest boy for the graduate this year, and I told him beginning of the senior year, hey, you can stay here as long as you want to, but you got to be doing something.
Yeah.
I can't sleep in this motherfucker all day. You can't either.
Yeah.
And those are the conversations our parents wasn't having with us back in that time.
They kind of just let us go out here and just figure it out. And I guess that's because of the way that they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what kind of a situation my parents were in. I hear the stories, you know, they talk about it here and there, but our parents really never let us in that much as to how they grew up and what they went through and the things that they faced. But for us, I think we're turning the tide as parents and going, something wasn't right. We're unsure of what wasn't because we didn't know and we didn't have them conversations, but something wasn't right. And like you said, man, my kids can stay and come home and leave and come back as much as they need to if they're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, at least with my family, I never really felt the pressure to, like, you got to go, basically, right? Because, like, my grandparents, like, it was 11 of us living in the same house at one time where...
Damn, that's a lot of people.
Bro, it's a 3-bedroom
that's
I know.
We had to,
but that shit makes sense financially.
We had to make the patio into a room for me and my brothers. My mom her room was like, it was originally an office, but it was just like French doors, like kind of like them blinds, whatever. They just like French doors that was her room.
Like the old school closet. Though.
Yeah, so it's like, I never really felt the pressure to move out from them, but again, me seeing this, it's like, bro, ain't no way.
Yeah.
I'm finna have 11 people in my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, and I don't want to be that, right? I don't want to be the one that I'm with my mom. I got my own kids, my own family, and we still in the same house. Like, I never really wanted that. But it just makes shit tougher, right? Because if you have that option to do so, bro, you can save so much. Like, you can do the right things with your money. You're not constantly, you're not living check to check by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the support of everybody in that household.
The biggest thing to me is when you're allowed patience and that type of grace is you're allowed to get it wrong.
Yeah.
We, too many times in our communities, we're not allowed to get it wrong. And when you're not allowed to get it wrong, once you get it wrong, you start doing a bunch of other shit to try to correct that wrong, and all of that shit becomes a fucking pitfall.
Yeah.
And everything becomes wrong. And now you're in such a deep hole where it's like, it's no way I can take everything that I've amassed or everything that I've done or everything that I've got into back home.
Yeah.
Because I do remember calling my daddy wife. Man, I think I need to come home. At this time, I had a kid. Maybe had 2. I don't know. And she was like, you got to talk to your dad about that. But I already knew what that meant. Like, man, he don't want me back home with 2 kids. But you trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to my mom and Oscar, though. Because they done bailed me out so many times.
Yeah.
Figuratively and literally.
Oscar, your stepdad?
Bailed me out.
Who is Oscar?
My stepdad.
Okay.
They, like, I done been through some shit, and my mom will tell me, like, ask Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, bruh, like, come on. Like, mom, like, help me out. Like, ask. No.
And
ask Oscar. And to my mom's, like, credit, right? Like, that helped build the relationship between him and I.
It made y'all talk.
Yeah.
It made y'all talk.
And she wasn't wrong.
At all.
Because now, that's who.
That's the man in the house.
She was not wrong. Don't get that twisted.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to say, shout out to y'all.
And along the way, man, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I didn't get help. At some points when I've gotten in trouble, my father did step in and help me. At some points when I needed help, there were people along the way that helped me out in ways that I wouldn't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? So, 100%. There were times where I needed help and people stepped in, whether it be the mother of my kids' parents, whether it be my grandmother, shout out to Willie B, love her to death, whether it be anybody at small portions in my life, I have had help. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I did all of this by myself because God would look down on me if I did that shit, and it wouldn't be right. But for the better part of our lives, I know as soon as high school was over, it was hit the ground running.
Yeah.
But you got to think, too, we was also Just being fast, bro.
We was.
Motherfucker want to
That's
do what
why
you
I
want to
say-
do.
Yep.
You can't bring no hoes in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that played a big part in it.
And that plays
there was
a-
a lot of shit that I was doing after. Go back to, you said we was disconnected at the high school.
Yeah.
We wasn't. Me and you wasn't. I remember we used to hit the after hours and all that shit after.
So it
we used to go
was.
on the
You
breakers
right.
and shit.
Yeah. So right. Yeah.
But yeah,
you
that
right.
played a lot of part
Yeah.
to it, bro. Like,
Yeah, and
the shit
that's-
that I was doing after school, that shit wasn't flying my pops, bro.
And that's what I meant when I said it's like the silent part of it, right? Like, you ain't gotta go, but I'm looking at you like, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want to go party. I want to go be an adult. Let me
Bro,
see
we was
what
at
this
the
is.
after hours, 4, 5 in the morning.
See what I'm saying? And
That's
you
what
ain't going
happened.
back into your parent house
Hell
after
nah.
that. After you done went out at 10 o'clock, went to the club, then you're not doing it. So now you got to make a kind of decision to go out here on your own. But at the same time, your parents are hands off now.
Yeah. And
I
in
think-
some cases, your parents ain't even tripping if you do come in the middle of the night. But it's like, as the child of them, it's like, I ain't finna do that to y'all.
Just
My
gotta be
dad used to
respectful.
say religiously, I remember the words verbatim, word for word. Don't come knocking at my door after midnight. Don't come
My
trying
man
to
said
come
the
to my
same
house.
thing.
Don't
I'm
come trying to
I'm
come to my
locking
house.
that top lock at 12 o'clock. You
12
can't, if you
o'clock,
ain't in there by 11:59, you might as well
It's
stay
over
outside,
with.
bro.
But wherever you at, stay there until the
Facts.
next morning. Like that used to be
And there's gonna be problems in the morning
for a
too.
fact. And you still gonna have to face that
yeah.
after that. At the age of 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? But
But y'all was outside, bro.
yeah, we was outside.
Definitely.
We was outside. We were like outside.
Definitely.
We was in them streets.
Yeah,
We was in them
y'all,
streets.
y'all got it.
That's why you said that, and I was like, bro, we was at breakers.
Yeah, we was definitely outside. But those are the
outside.
choices that we
Yeah,
made.
for a fact.
But
And I wouldn't tell you that they wrong choices either,
right,
though, right?
because if my child turns 17, 18, 19, they done with high school, and those are the things that they want to do, I ain't gonna lock my door on them. But you
hell
ain't finna get crazy.
Yeah.
There's gonna have to be some form of
No, I mean,
discipline.
all right. So imagine you do go into it telling your child the same thing, right? Don't come back past midnight, blah blah blah. But they do it once. I doubt you're gonna leave them outside.
Nah, hell
He's gonna
no.
open the door, but it's they have to now eat that humble pie.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
Conversation.
yeah, I mean,
And
life
that's
to
what we
me
talked
is
about.
it's whether you're making the right decision or not. You good choices, bad choices, man. You're gonna learn something through it all. So
And that's all about choices, right? Like, and conscious. Like, you understand what was told to you. You know, if you get to that house after 12, you're not gonna get in. And at some point, a parent does have to be a parent.
Yeah.
You got to make them stand on that.
for sure.
You know what I mean? And that's the only way that we're gonna learn lessons in life. But that just takes me back to childhood and what happened or didn't happen, or what we saw or didn't saw. What did we face to even get to that point where it got to a fork in the road? What kind of issues did you face? What kind of things did you go through? How was your upbringing like? Because I think that plays a major part when you get to a certain part in your life as a young adult where you go, you already know what you're going to do.
I think it's a very, very fucking big question.
Yeah.
But for me, I think just speaking in terms of coming to that fork in the road to make this decision or that decision, the family in which I grew up in, there was a lot going on,
Yeah.
right? So you see the fast life here, but then you see my uncle, get locked up for whatever he got locked up for. I'm gonna say that. But then you see money over here, you see broke over here, you see prosper over here, you see.
I think
struggle
all our
over
families
here.
like that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're at least experiencing all of this stuff. Maybe you don't know all the details, but you're seeing it. You know something's up. But then you have that one family member that works their ass off at a real job, and then so it's like, as a kid, and you're going into it. I tell this story all the time, bro. I started selling bars in middle school, 8th grade. My brother came home, had a big old pill bottle. Let me take some of
We
these
was
with
living
me.
the same life. I was
Let me
Going
take some
to
of these
my
with me and
freshman
figure it
year.
out, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know what I had. But I know somebody who might know. Hey, you.
Definitely.
What do I have right here? Oh man, sell them. At that time, bro, it's
It's 2
2
for
for
5.
5.
2
Yeah,
for 5.
so
1
cool.
for 3.
And then you start, of course, as you're living that, bro, you're walking around in fucking 8th grade. I lost $200 in the locker room.
Yeah.
I know somebody went in there and got it.
Yeah.
You think I was tripping?
Nope.
No, because I'm getting it right back.
Yep.
So at that age, living that life, thinking, oh yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But then as you get older, let's fast forward to having my first daughter. Same connect, right? But now we sleeping. It's 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I got people knocking on my door.
Yeah.
My newborn is in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you realize, all right, maybe this was the right path for me at this time because I needed it.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's gonna be another fork in the road that you gotta,
100%.
make that hard left on or whatever.
And I just think that you got to put your hand in a lot of shit to understand what's not for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I think that's what we went through. Again, like you said, we saw every facet of every life, and it was up to you to choose which one you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I've sold a little bit of everything. I've not sold a little bit of everything. Like I've been in all of those situations. My mom's side of the family, everybody was a hustler. My dad's side of the family, at some point, no matter what kind of hustle it is, everybody was a hustler. Whether it was selling crack or selling shoes, whether it was selling work or selling a job, everybody was a hustler. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, I seen every facet of it. Yeah. And I put my hand in every part of it. I was a thief. I was a crack dealer. I was a weed dealer. I was a pill dealer. I done stole pills from my brothers and took them back. And so I done did all of these things. You know what I'm saying? But I leveled out at that kind of a life, not for me.
Not for me.
That kind of a life, just not for me. But I did see it all. I saw every bit of it. And I think that...
What you think made you realize that wasn't for you? Was it your kids? Was it just you?
I ain't never just had a heart to be out there doing that kind of shit, bro. Yeah. It was me. I never had the heart to be out there doing the things that... Because there's some people who can do those kind of things and don't have a feeling in the world about it. They can do it all day, every day, all night, and don't have... Every time I did something that was fucked up, I felt fucked up.
For me, it was, I'm selling this, and I know, I'm going to just say family members that are consuming this same thing, and I'm seeing what it's doing to them. Nah, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
And that wasn't even a part for me because it was the norm.
Yeah.
The closest people to me did all of these drugs.
Yeah.
So when I saw it, it didn't do nothing to me because I'm like...
It's regular.
It's regular. They having fun. They doing what they doing. The device of their choice. I didn't know at the time what the verbiage to use, but it was just kind of like, this is what goes on. Yeah. This is what they do. And now when you look back, it ain't right.
It took 3 days for me at Harris County Jail. Big ass white boy walked up to me and gave me a whole rundown. I say, look out, bro. This ain't for me.
Yeah.
This ain't for me.
It wasn't even about, because I've been to jail for something I've done wrong. You know what I'm saying? I've had a $250,000 bond. Like it's not even about. It was the realization that this doesn't sit right with me. What I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's my story. But the upbringing though. You know the trials and tribulations that y'all went through, the things that y'all saw. Let's speak about the trauma that y'all still facing to this day because of those things. Like, how did some of that pour over into adulthood? Mm-hmm. Like, what are some of the things that plague your mind or some of the things that you went through that to this day right now, as we sit, all of us in our 30s, that's triggering your life?
Mm.
Bro, for me, I ain't gonna say my upbringing was bad, but it damn sure wasn't good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, my dad, they separated when I was down there 4 or 5 months. So I never even got to see them in the house with each other. Yeah. So that was tough on me. Like, I don't know nobody that grew up in a 2-parent household. Mm-hmm. You, me, My sisters, nobody. So that's why I'm like that with my wife and my kids. But
That's
I
crazy
say
that you put that in perspective.
I don't know nobody, bro.
That's nobody that grew up in a 2-parent household.
So for me, that's like a generational curse that I'm trying to break with my child, cause my children.
Yeah.
But my biological son, he always see me and his mama together, and so I know how they'll feel if he didn't see us together. Like this morning, I woke up, walked in the living room, like where my mama at? She in the room. Like that'll fuck me up if he didn't have that option to ask me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I say, my upbringing wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. Like the first half of my life, I was with my mama. You know what I'm saying? I come to my daddy's house on the weekends, chill with my cousins and shit. And at the time, I didn't know what she was going through because I was a kid. But I went to my pop's house for the weekend, and my dad was calling her. Like, hey, it's Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to school in the morning. Like, where you at? She ain't answering and shit. And she finally called him back and was like, hey, I had him the first 8 years. Now it's on you.
Straight like that.
And I seen the look on my dad's face, bro. I'll never forget, we was in Granny living room. Yeah. And his girlfriend was sitting next to him at the time. And like me, I heard my mama say that. That shit fucked me up, bro. Like to this day, I got abandonment issues. Like I can't even leave my son by himself too long because I know how that shit feel.
So you feel like she abandoned you in that moment?
At that time, you know what I'm saying? I was a kid, bro. Yeah. And now that I'm older, we had conversations of what she was going through. That was her best decision for her to leave me with my dad. You know what I'm saying? So shit. But the fucked up part about that is that shit happened when I was 8. I ain't talked to my mom until I was like in the 8th grade. So we saying what, 3rd grade to 8th grade, didn't see her. So I had
see or talk to her for 6 years?
None. So I had a lot of anger issues. You know what I'm saying? Just doing shit. My dad beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? Just on some discipline shit. I was just doing shit because I was so mad, bro. I didn't give a fuck about that. I know I'm going to do this. I know I'm going to get my ass when I get home. I don't care. Yeah. And I feel like at the time I just needed somebody to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And it was a big change for me because with my mom, I was the only child. Now I'm over here. I got to deal with this motherfucker. I got to deal with bro, me and him in the house. I got my sister. So now all the focus not on me. Yeah. So that was a big change for me, bro. But at the same time, when I moved on this side, bro got his own shit going on. I don't think he was mentally, financially, spiritually prepared for her to do it the way he did. So that was like, hey, motherfucker, you got to get on your shit right now, too. Yeah. So that shit still bothers me. And now that I'm grown, the relationship's still not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't hold it against her, but it's like, bro, I deserve that conversation or why you did what you did.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And the last conversation I had with her, I was like, look, bro, I'm 30 plus. I don't give a fuck about me. You got a grandchild. Yeah. And that relationship not there. You know what I'm saying? My son don't even know his grandmother. But he know her sister, which is my aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like I call her my second mom. But that shit still bothers me to this day. And that shit carried on into me just looking for love in the wrong places, bro. The niggas I was hanging with, you know, bro. Yeah. Like just getting in the streets. Didn't have to. Yeah. You know, my old man, he did whatever he could. Still to this day, I can call him right now. I'm going to have to hear his mouth. But I was just looking for love in the wrong places.
So that relationship, right? After you hear that phone call, you hear your mom say that you go 6 years without hearing from her. Do you remember the first time that you did hear from her again?
Yeah. She brought me 2 pair of 12s. The white and gray 12s and the white and royal blue ones.
What grade were you in at that time?
8th grade.
How did that make you feel? She just popped up with them? Or?
I was cool about the shoes, but I'm a person who right now, bro, you can't buy me with love. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Yeah. And she bought me a cell phone, bought me 2 pair of shoes.
She just popped up one day with
Yeah,
her?
I was at Ryan. You know what I'm saying? And she was like...
She brought it to the school?
Brought it to the school, bro. Wow. Came, popped up and...
Did y'all have a conversation? Did y'all talk? How did that go? How was that day? How was that meeting?
I was happy, but then I was pissed at the same time. Yeah. It's like, damn, bro, where you been? Yeah. Like that bothered the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? My old man was mad because he felt like since I went that long time without speaking to her, she should have went to him first.
I was just gonna ask,
yeah,
like he
yeah.
didn't give her no heads
Nah,
up or nothing.
nothing.
So she just
And like
on
to
her
this day,
own,
they don't talk at all.
Boom.
They don't talk at all. And my old man, he was like, I don't have no problem with your mama. I just hate the way she made you feel back then because he had to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I did everything. I didn't give a ask, bro.
Yeah.
Bro used to beat the skin off my ass. I didn't care about none of that shit, bro.
And that's kind of crazy for her to just pop up. And you say y'all didn't have no conversation. It was
conversation.
just like, hey, son, what's up?
No conversation.
I got this for you.
And at the time, you know what I'm saying, it was a bittersweet moment because I realized she was all right. And I love my mom, bro, to this day.
Yeah.
That's the motherfucker taught me how to cook. But that was trauma built in with that because I was at home by myself all the time.
Yeah.
She was a real estate agent, so she never was at home. I'm 4 or 5 years old, walking home. I know to go in the house, lock the door, cook for myself, do my homework. She the reason why I'm good with my numbers. She made me do my math every day. Yeah. Like, I owe a lot to her, but the shit she did erases all that.
It was the way that it was structured for you to be able to figure out those things. You know what I'm saying? Like it was almost forced upon you at such a young age just because of the lifestyle she was living.
Facts.
Y'all were in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's so how did that relationship I want to say how did that spew over to the relationship you and your father have now?
Oh, we close, bro. That's my dog.
Yeah.
I love him to death, bro. Like, I got my mama. It's crazy, bro. I got nothing but love for my mama. Yeah. I got her name, my dad, both my sisters. My dad sent tattoos. Like, my name's supposed to be at the top, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this. Like, do you feel like you are holding a grudge against your mom today?
I say about that shit stopped like 5 years ago.
Okay. What made you stop?
My child.
Gotcha.
He 5. At that moment, I'm like, bro, none of that shit matters.
Yeah.
I don't care about what you did. I love you. I appreciate you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like I said, the God I serve, bro, I'm supposed to forgive everybody. And we had a conversation of why she did what she did, so I understood it, but my child is what changed all that.
Right.
So in that moment when you had your child, your only child, biological child, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got 3.
And
I know she gonna watch this and she gonna cuss me out about that.
Have you tried to have a relationship with her?
Plenty of times. When we was in Atlanta. She in Atlanta right now.
Okay.
She moved out there for me.
Really?
Got out there, we was cool. Her and my wife kicking it or whatever. And that shit went back to where it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like she think I owe her something.
Are you her only child?
Only, bro.
Okay.
That's what pisses me off the most.
So, well, let me ask you this, though, right? Like, okay, you said 8 years, right? After those 8 years, the separation is there for another 5, 6 years. And then
After those 8 years, we was cool for like 2. My whole high school year.
So, but this is what
Nothing.
I'm getting
no
to.
graduation, no prom, no none of that. My old man was there, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I rock with him the way he did, because no matter what I did, and he came to my graduation after I moved out.
Yeah.
Shook my hand, congratulations. That motherfucker walked off because he was still pissed off because I left. Like,
So, but I guess my question is more of like, as parents today, right? We ain't really know how to do this going into it.
yeah.
So as we start learning,
Oh, shit, my bad, bro.
all right.
bad,
This
bro.
is a professional
My
broadcast, sir.
bad, bro.
But as we go into things, into parenthood, we're learning as we're going. It's a continuous cycle of learning,
Yeah.
right? So this, and I'm not saying this is the case. I'm only providing perspective at this point, right? Well, 8 years, I did this for 8. Well, now it just stops. And now 30 plus, this man is 30 plus years old. I don't really know how to do that.
Yeah.
So imagine that, and you're saying, maybe she feels like, you owe her something and so on and so on. It's because she hasn't experienced.
You know what's crazy though too? Because, all right, rest in peace to my grandmother, which is her mother. She told me, she was like, your mama didn't have a guidebook of parenting, right? I feel like my God book was my mama and the scripture honor your mother and thy father. I feel like it's the good shit and the bad shit, bro.
Yeah.
Because the shit I seen from my mama, the way she did, the good and the bad. For me, my daddy beating my ass, bro. I'm not gonna lay a finger on my child.
Yeah.
So I took everything that I got from both of them as the parent that I am right now.
Yeah, and
None of us have none. Even right now, bro. I'm 5 years until having mine.
And still
I'm
figuring it
still
out.
learning, still figuring that shit out,
what's-
bro.
What's really crazy for me is like, and I just had a very similar conversation with my grandma, right? Me and Momo are like this, bro. We have really in-depth conversations. And we were talking about her parents and, you know, how she felt growing up. And what's crazy to me is that I'm always able to provide all this perspective on, you know, maybe this,
yeah.
maybe that, maybe this.
Other people, yeah.
When it comes to me, nah.
Don't know what to do.
Nah.
Because you're on the
I don't-
outside looking in, though. That's the thing.
So, me and my dad, I was one of them kids
How
sitting
you
on.
doing that? How you doing? Are you all right?
I don't know.
You haven't talked to him.
Respect.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
Respect.
Me and my old man, you know, relationship always been rocky. I'm one of them kids sitting on the porch waiting to get picked up. Cool, whatever. Stay at home for the weekend. There's a lot of substance abuse there, so on and so on. Like, you know, he was always just trying to figure it out. And then even like when I remember starting to go over to stay with him on his weekends, at that point in my life, I'm like, I don't even want to be here. Like, your living situation ain't really what's going on back home.
facts.
So I don't want to be over there. Nothing against you, but I just want to stay home at this point. So then fast forward, my brother gets married and some things are said at my brother's wedding because of the guy that my mom was dating at the time. I ain't like that. And, you know, as much as my mom gets on my nerves, bro, can't nobody talk about Denise. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a no-go. Yeah. So keep that in mind as things progress, right? So then boom, you know, me and my man, we're solid. It's decent. You know what I'm saying? Right. I have my kids. Okay, you know, he's trying to be a grandfather. Cool. I'm letting him do that. All right, whatever. Fast forward to 2 years ago, right? I go through something, and I felt like he tried to be on this high horse about the situation that I went through, and there was a really big like fallout at that point. And I basically told him like, don't try to be my dad 34 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been figuring this out as I've been going. I don't need this from you right now. So
You think he was coming down on you too hard or something?
I think he was
trying to dad you at that moment.
He was trying to. As I look back at it, I think he's thinking that these are the right things to say, and it's just not.
Yeah.
Especially coming from you and what you have done. Like, nah, I don't need to hear that from you. And then like, I've always been the type of person that I don't really need everybody in my business. And if anybody's going to be allowed in that business, it is my mom. Yeah. My mom's going to be there. So trying to force your way into certain things, I'm like, nah, this is not. So boom, we end up falling out. Some things were said, and I don't talk to him for 9-10 months at that point. The next time I end up talking to him, I hear he's in the hospital. He's having trouble breathing. They're not sure what it is, blah, blah, blah. And even then, I'm like, all right, well, just let me know. Like, somebody keep me posted. Let me know what's going on. A day or two, hey, your dad has stage 4 lung cancer. All right, cool. Let's go back into it, right? Like, nothing ever stopped, bro. I show up at the hospital. I spend hours with him, just kicking it with him, because ain't nobody else there. I take off work. I go. I'm sitting with him. We chopping it up. The nurse is in there. I'm asking the nurse all the questions I feel like I need to ask, so on and so on. Let's fast forward through all the other stuff. My My mom calls me one day. I'm at work, and she's telling me about a phone call that she got over the weekend, and it was from my dad, and it was real foul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And typically because this isn't the first time that something has happened like that. This is just the first time that it was that extreme.
Yeah.
Typically when things happen, I kind of hear it from everybody else. My mom ain't the one to tell me.
Yeah.
Nah, she felt the need to call me and tell me, hey, this happened, blah, blah, blah. I bet. Hang up. Immediately. Hey, where you at? I'm such. Who you with? He tells me who he's with. Call me when you get home. I need to talk to you. Cool. He calls me. And I ain't even really give him room to talk. You know what I'm saying? It
Fired off on
like, because again, one thing you not going to do is talk bad to Denise, bro. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. And I don't even care if me and my mom ain't talking at the time, bro. Like, you're going to have to see me.
Yeah.
And since then, I mean, this was October maybe. Since then, I mean, yeah, you know, he sent me happy birthdays, Merry Christmases, Happy New Year, stuff like that.
Very light.
But I don't know. Like, and I'm saying this on camera. I never thought I would say this on camera, but at this point, I don't know if I need that.
Man, you know what fucked me up? One of my Facebook friends posted the other day. He was like, when the last time you got a hug from your parents? And I'm reading the comments, and motherfuckers like, man, I hug my mama every day or every week. I'm like, bro, you know, my dad, he was never affectionate, bro. I ain't never seen my daddy cry or nothing. Besides when his pops passed. And I'm looking at the response, and I'm like, bro, I ain't got a hug from my parents in 20 plus years. And it took everything for me not to respond, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna respond. And everybody responded to me like, bro, 20 years? That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
20 plus. So now it's shit that I went through as a kid. I'm not allowing that with my child, bro. My son could be just doing random shit. He'll come up and hug me. I won't let go until he let go. Just from me knowing what the fuck I dealt with, bro. Like, that shit is so much trauma.
Man, I've went weeks, months.
Crazy, bro.
Without talking
That shit crazy.
to my parents. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be the one always calling your parent. You know what I'm saying? You the child.
Yeah.
Like, do you? If I had to talk about my childhood, it was quirky, man. I was with my mom, who was a single parent of 5. She was still out here in these streets. She had all of us by the age 22. She was still trying to figure this life thing out. She was doing her thing. She was messing with guys who were also street dudes. My father was there, but it was like a spotty situation. Like, I don't want to lie on it. I don't want to make it seem like my father wasn't there, because that's definitely not the case.
He was there financially, for sure.
He was there financially. Like, if I needed things, without question. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wouldn't hesitate to get the things that I needed. Whether it came when she asked or whether it came right on time. He never hesitated. But I remember my mother got sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, I believe, when I was in the 6th grade or maybe 7th. And we moved with my grandfather, her dad. And for whatever reason, I just started rebelling. I was doing all kind of shit. And my grandfather was like, your ass gonna be homeless if your daddy don't get you.
That's crazy.
And
That's crazy.
And I remember my daddy got me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the conversation was. I don't know what happened. I don't even, like, my memory is very vague, but my grandfather with me one time, and I told him, bro, you never whooping me again. Army, fucked up. He was just out of it, you know. And great man, taught me a lot of shit. Love him to death. But he was just one of those old-timing, Army-ass dudes.
Everything was structured. Right?
Everything was structured.
Yeah.
You got to be in the house, in the bed. Do this for your brothers. You are the big brother. Like, everything was ABC 1, 2, 3 with him.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how I got to my father's house in the 8th grade, but I remember from that moment.
I remember when you got there.
Yeah, I
That's
remember from
crazy.
that moment when I moved with him. I think my oldest brother was already there. I didn't know. Shit got different. Again, my father was still doing what he was doing, but we were secure. You know how, although I stayed with my mother and she was a single mother, it was 4 other, nothing ever really felt secure, if that makes sense. But when I got there, even though my father wasn't a father that, hey, you did your homework today? Hey, did y'all do this? You need to do this. It was more so like, y'all are good. There's food here. If y'all need me, y'all know how to get in contact with me. Everything was good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro was gone.
bro, out because he was never put
there.
into that role to have to be that kind of a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never, sometimes I got picked up from school, but my grandma did most of that. You know, and shout out to her. She picked up a lot of slack that he didn't do with all of us.
I mean, and just seeing the couple times I've had conversations with your dad, right?
Great
like,
man.
but it's business.
It's
all business. Like,
Bro don't care. If it ain't business, he ain't
Bro.
talking.
and it's commendable. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong, because it's a
100%.
great business
Yeah.
mindset. But it's starting to make sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
Understanding that, dynamic
It's
at
all
the house.
that's been his entire, everything that he's ever put his hand in, he's been him.
Yeah.
So
And shout out to him though.
That's
yeah,
my dog.
yeah.
I
100%,
love him,
and I
bro.
love him to death.
I'm talking about good conversations.
Bro,
Every
when
time
I say
him.
when I
He needs
say
to host at the spot.
when I say when I say everything that I am, everything that I'm not, and everything that I will be is because of him and what I saw. Although it wasn't hand to hand combat, although it wasn't you need to be doing this, although it wasn't talks, everything that I saw, the way he dressed, the way he cooked for us, the way he took care of us financially, the structure of his life.
Barbershop every week.
Barbershop
all
every
that,
week.
bro.
Like, and that's the thing where I don't want to get it misconstrued. People often think that because your father wasn't the loving or the hugging or the caring, that he wasn't the man that you needed him to be, right? He was the father that I needed him to be.
I go even further. You have to learn to appreciate the bad things in life too.
100%.
So, if your father is somebody that wasn't the greatest father, that is a lesson in itself.
100%.
To learn, I ain't finna be like that.
Yeah.
So,
Certain facets of it.
exactly. So it's like, and I hate going into this because I know how people gonna feel, but at this point, it is what it is. I always say my mom raised 3 men better than I think that my dad could at that time.
Right.
Maybe today is different.
Yeah.
At that time, though, with the life he was living, how he was getting down, like, I just really feel like I have my mom's work ethic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have my mom's mentality of somebody's got to do it. Fuck it, it's just going to be me.
And for me, opposite of that, I think leaving the 7th grade, going into the 8th grade, because I did my 8th grade with him and my grandmother, that was the pivotal point in my life, because I probably wouldn't be who y'all know today if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love my mom to death, did the best that she could. But again, like I said, we're talking about a 22-year-old young woman with 5 babies.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, that's a lot. I know now that that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I've given her grace for that. Still give her grace to this day. Like, I understand that she had it tough. And I don't hold anything, negative towards my mother because, bro, I got 3 now. And I had my first at 18. And I didn't know then what I know now, but that shit was tough.
Yeah.
I've been through the ringer, bro, and I don't want my children to experience it. I want them to be able to go and live life before they decide to sit down and go through what we went through the way that we went through it. And they have to. And I'm going to make it my business. But as far as my father, man, I think at that pivotal moment in my life is exactly what I needed. I don't give a shit if I ain't get hugs every day.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore. I don't even think I've ever given a shit. I don't give a shit if he say I love you. You know what I'm saying? My daddy was the first dude that put honest money in my hand. You know what he did? He went to Sam's. He bought us packs of candy, and he said, "You motherfuckers are gonna buy your own school shoes next week." At the time, I mean next school year.
Next year, yeah.
At the time, you're like, "What the fuck? I'm a kid.
Yeah.
9th grade, I'm in 10th grade. What you mean you ain't buy me school?" But that's a lesson.
You say you was slanging bars, bro. Bro, it kill folks slanging candy.
That's a lesson. Bro, we got backpacks full of Starburst, Twix, Snickers,
Everything.
and we selling them for $1.
Backpack full of bars.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
No.
two different ways.
Yeah. But the thing is, what's dope about it is, what's dope about it is, you were taught that, right? Whether it was a lesson that you knew at the
money
time versus
management
not,
situation.
you were taught this is what it is. Everybody doesn't have the luxury. I didn't have the luxury. It was more of, I think there's some money here, so fuck it, let me try it.
Yeah.
I don't regret it. Because I definitely feel like I'm good at everything that I do try to do.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
At least good enough. Maybe not the greatest at things, but I don't think there's anything that you can put in front of me that I can't figure out. I can do brain surgery if you ask me. You know, I say it all the time. I'll land a fucking plane.
Bro,
First go around.
Bro, my love for being clean, smelling good, looking good, being able to cook for my family, all that come from my pops, bro. He know all too well. My dad would come in from the streets and cook cook you a meal like you going to Mickey's or a soul food restaurant.
Bro, I never seen that dude wear the same outfit twice.
He's just one of
Bro
those
was
kinds.
him, dog. I used to
He's
love
just
that. I used to
one of
love that
those
dude, bro.
kinds of men, bro. And for me, I think that I took it in a way where it was like that shit live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be like that, and I think that's why my life is the way it has turned out to be, and the way it's going, and the trajectory that it's going. And it's a lot attributed to him, and it's also a lot attributed to my mom and that side of the family because I saw a lot of things. I was involved in a lot of things on that side, but I saw a lot of things that told me I don't want to live like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I don't want to do it. I can't do it.
You know, to sum up all of this, and from my perspective at least, right? I think that the reason I asked you earlier, like, do you feel like you were holding a grudge and how long you held it and so on? When I was younger, there was a lot of resentment, but I can never tell you that I really felt like I was holding a true grudge, right? Like it was upsetting. It was hurt, but never to where it was like, I'm gonna hold this against you at all times. To now, I don't really hold grudges on people no more. Like even bigger than just family, it's more of like, all right, I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the greatest relationship with my dad's side of the family. I've never felt the acceptance.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you that they went out of their way to exclude myself, my brothers, or however it was. But I just never felt like it was there.
Yeah.
Right? There's 3 people on my dad's side of the family that I think have always been there. They'll always be there for sure. I can talk to them whenever I need to. Cool. But prime example, my dad's dad. This is 10 years ago. We are at one of my little cousins' 15s. My daughters are there with me. I don't have a relationship, and I say my dad's dad for a reason, right? I don't have a relationship with him.
Yeah.
So when you walk by just right in front of me and you go and address my 2 brothers, you think I ain't finna feel a way about that?
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Fam, you don't even know who I am.
Wow.
It takes my mom to have to sit there and say, hey, there's Dennis too.
Wow.
When was the last time we had seen you before that?
I couldn't even tell you.
That's probably why.
But
that's fucked up, though.
So seeing that, and then and then when I introduce him to my daughters, I call him by his name. Everybody just looks at me. I had to hear about it afterwards, right? They felt like it was disrespectful, but for me, it's regular. Yeah. Like, what you want me to call him? I don't even know what to call him. Yeah. I know these 2 grandparents over here, that's Momo and that's Popo. Even my dad's mom, that's Grandma Angie.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call that man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna call him by his name.
All of us have sat up here and gave a little insight to our backgrounds and growing up and dealing with our fathers and our mothers and stuff like that. How has that translated into the fathers that you are? We had a father episode,
Yeah.
and we dabbled in a bit of it with our children. But how is it seeped into y'all pores as to how you are with your children?
I try to be as transparent with my kids as possible. Of course, you guys know my daughters don't live with me. Years ago, if I were to tell them that I was going to do something for them and I couldn't do that, it would kill me because it would remind me of the broken promises and so on and so on. So nowadays, one, I can never give them an absolute answer. Like, hey, I want this. Okay, maybe. But I'm at least transparent with them. Like, all right, look, it just ain't going to happen right now. You're going to have to wait a little bit. We got this going on. We got that going on, and so on and so on. And I think that has helped our relationship get to the point that they really understand you can't just ask for something and then, boom, drop a dime, you're going to get it. That's one aspect of it. The other is the freedom in which I allow them to have. I didn't have that, and that has nothing to do with my dad. That was more my mom trying to protect me in not doing this, not doing that. And at the time, I just felt like I was so restricted from doing anything. Nah, I'm gonna figure out how to go do it, So with that, going into being a father of two girls, it's like, nah, we finna talk. I'm gonna let you have your life. I'm gonna let you do what you do. I'm gonna call you out on your bullshit, but I'm gonna stand by you at the end of the day. Like I'm never gonna leave you out there to dry. So just wanting to have that, just because I feel like my daughters have grown with me, so as much as I hate to say it, like we're friends, like for real.
Hell yeah.
So it's a lot easier to build and grow with them and try to put them on game.
I said that in a picture I posted of me and my daughter. We grew up together. Yeah. Because we definitely did. You know what I'm saying? Me and my baby girl grew up together. I was just graduating high school, and I immediately left. I left her and her mother here while I went off to school still, and I didn't understand the importance of you have a child that's gonna need you, that's gonna depend on you until months later. She was almost 1, and I started getting phone calls. Hey, I need diapers. I'm like, man, I'm in school having fun. What do you? Oh, I'm about to bring her down there. Oh, y'all on break? I'm about to bring her down there for a spring break. You gonna have her for a week? You finna do what? Fuck with these bitches. So it was a big. No, seriously,
Bro,
I
that's
I'm
crazy.
serious.
I believe you.
This
1,000%.
This happened. Like I have a girlfriend. Shout out to you. In college, I don't even know if it's a girlfriend, but I had somebody I was dealing with in school exclusively, and the whole break, like I got my daughter at school, and she coming over there like, nigga, we finna go turn up. You got a baby, like, all right, hey little baby, bye little baby, and nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But I started to realize, like, I got to do something. Something has to happen. Something has to change. And I'll never forget, Lamar sent a letter after the first year, like, you got to sit out a semester because you ain't do too good. And I never went back. I got a job, started taking care. But everything that I went through as an adolescent, as far as my upbringing and what I saw, seeped into me so much so that once it did click for me and my daughter, everything changed. Yeah. A light bulb came on and everything changed. It was all about I have to do the correct things for her to see the correct thing from me. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing on why I'm the type of father that I am. And anybody that knows us or know y'all, they'll say y'all are good parents. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
for the better part of your lives.
For me, it's just simple, like just being a dad, bro. Like me and my mom actually got into it about this statement that I was finna say. I told her, I was like, my child will never feel nothing I ever felt. And her response was, you had a bad childhood. I ain't had no baby with no fucking bums. She was talking about my dad. I was like, you right. But I felt fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got McDonald's money from my child. Yeah, you can pick up whatever you want when we get in this motherfucking store. Like, it's shit like that. Like, my whole goal is to break everything that I felt as a kid with my child.
Yeah.
And also, like, shout out to, that. What's the chick name from last show? I had gotten to a habit calling them my stepboys.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I heard the middle one talk to one of his homeboys call me Pops. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So now I address them. They're my boys. Yeah. And I only have to explain myself when somebody hear their age. Because the oldest one, he in fucking high school. Well, he a senior.
Yeah.
Bro, 17. I'm 32.
It's the same with
You know
me
what I'm
because
saying?
literally they're both the same year.
Yeah.
Right? One is in March and one's in
It's
August.
not
So it's like,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
bruh, 6 months. 6 months apart.
That's
It's
crazy.
not unbelievable. I know people
Look
that,
at my look at my son.
hey,
He's 6'2".
bro, my son is taller than me now, almost.
Yeah,
It's not
Y'all black.
unbelievable.
I wasn't gonna say it, but y'all black.
It's not unbelievable though, bro. I know people
Yeah.
that got kids that's the same age from different. I'm telling you, it's not unbelievable,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's neither to embark on that just for too long.
I did want to ask you guys. So, I mean, how much time we got?
Yeah,
So we've all known each other for 8 years, 7 years,
8.
somewhere around there. Like from you, what are some of the biggest changes you've seen in us in the span of when we met to where we are today?
Y'all a lot more mature. I'll say that.
Shit.
Nah, you are.
No,
you are.
yeah.
I done got a lot of game from you, bro. Like, I sit up and listen to you. I be telling them, like, I listen to everything you say. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't give a fuck sometimes, I know you mean well, bro. So, even with him, I get a lot from him.
It's man, from when we first met to now, oh my God, leaps and bounds.
He done grew up a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into this
From the
Yeah.
first
Bro.
spot, bro done grew up
Bro,
a lot.
leaps and bounds, man. I used to be erratic, bro. Man, dude, like we've gotten into it a lot, bro.
Plenty of times.
Like plenty of time. Like I think at this point in my life, bro, I don't know if it's the age or it's just
It's definitely the age, bro.
it might be the age, but
definitely
it's
the age.
I just don't have the energy that I used to have to indulge in a lot of the bullshit that used to what's the word I'm looking for? They used to control my life. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Dennis.
What I can say about you, bro, you ain't changed since I met you.
I was just about to say, like
you always been straightforward. I don't know if you happy, you sad, you got that look right there. Like
it's
I fuck with
always
it.
whatever you put in your mind to, whatever you doing,
Do
it's
it.
all you're gonna do it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you've always been like steady. You've matured. You've gotten older. You know what I'm saying? But it's always been kind of the same. You've never did anything too much. You ain't never did nothing too little. Yeah. It's always been, this is the guy who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, man, I used to be doing so much out here that, man, there's no way I could be the guy that y'all remember from that long ago.
So here's my breakdown with both of y'all, right? With you, I've seen you have all of this energy. And so imagine this is the energy, right? All up here. Everything was coming down here.
Yeah.
Eyes going
It was
up.
all so spread. That energy is still there, whether
Yeah.
you know it or not. But now I'm starting to see you channel that energy into what you want exactly. And there's a lot of arguments between you and I in between there. But I think that seeing that this is how you have your mind set, and now you're truly focused on that is something that I don't think you were even trying to do when we first met. When I first met you, I saw the potential. I was like, all right, cool. Okay, for everybody that doesn't know, we used to work together, so on. Mm-hmm. So I saw the potential in you, and I was like, how do I figure this motherfucker out, though? Because he's all over the place. Yeah. And I think that that's also what helps us today.
Yeah.
Because the way that we got into it, it was more of, well, we both right.
Yeah.
It's just, we saying the same thing sometimes, just
The
in
approach is
different
just
manners.
different.
How the
Right?
approach
So,
is.
hey, right message, wrong tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So figuring this out as we went to today, it's like, all right, I think when people look at us and they're hearing conversations and arguments sometimes, it's like, oh, man, how y'all still do this together? Because we know.
Yeah.
We figured this out. We know how this dynamic
Yeah,
goes.
that 100%. And I think that to just that point, and I'm gonna make it quick. Don't ever think that y'all seeing us really argue.
Nah.
Like we're having strong, opinionated debates. Like we ain't. Soon as we finish this, we talk shit about what we just did.
Yeah.
like we have great conversations. Like I don't know if that was good. I don't
And
know.
we know when we sound stupid on
Facts.
camera too.
But
Like,
we
it
so
sounds
stubborn
crazy,
in
man.
our own right. Like,
Fucking leave it
motherfucker,
at
I'm
it.
sound the stupidest today. but for Josh though,
Yeah, well, I was gonna say for Josh, Josh was very cool but angry when I met him.
Oh, I was definitely angry.
Like
Yeah, he
always.
was-
You know what's
always.
crazy?
he was
When you
mad
first
as hell
met
at
me?
Tanaris.
When you first met me, bro, I had just had my son. I was trying to figure shit out mentally. Like that was my first child. I'm 27. I didn't know what the fuck I was going through.
Yeah,
And then
So-
I got my extra kids over here. I got my wife. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's just- I was always angry, bro.
Because with him, he was loud and angry.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was like, all right, cool. I know. With you, it was like you would walk into the break room and I just look and I'm like,
just chill.
I just feel it.
Yeah.
Like you feel the anger in him. And coming from somebody who has had that same anger, or in some cases still do have that same anger built up sometimes, like you know
Yeah.
you know how that feels. You know how like bruh always sounded tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like okay, something's there.
Yeah.
To today,
Completely
I
different.
may see
I'm
him angry
cool, bro.
here or
I'm
there.
cool.
Completely different.
But what I've seen him do is now he's turned into the person that is listening to everybody else be angry
Yeah.
and trying to help them say, bruh, it's not even like you tripping on this, you tripping on that. Like
It
it
ain't
ain't
even
even
that
worth
bad.
it. Yeah.
It ain't even
There's
that bad,
motherfuckers
bro.
that are out here doing this, this, and this. Like, and you sitting here crying about this. So
and I was loud and angry because I was masking shit, bro.
bro, I remember you told homeboy, you slammed on that Jersey barrier, I will slap the shit out of you. And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Remember my
right
first
now, man?
day? My first day.
I
at
was
that
about to talk
motherfucker,
about
bro.
that, bro.
I was,
Me and Loud Mississippi
see, dog.
was
See,
about
dog.
to get into it, and this
is my first day. I say, bro, I'm
he
finna-
standing behind me. I'm like, oh, I didn't
I'm
got
finna
nah,
flush,
man, go.
bro, and
But
turn
I
this
was
badge in.
I was masking things, bro. I was masking a lot. That was, and I can talk about it. That was when I was living a double life. Like it was a lot going on, bro. I wasn't getting no sleep. I was just angry at a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I was masking it because I still was good at what I was doing, but motherfuckers wasn't noticing. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot, bro. But I wouldn't change any of it for the world.
Yeah, not me either.
Because now we're here and we're able to sit back and speak about it. You know what I'm saying? That was a good question, bro. 8 years to now, man, we have grown.
Shit, motherfuckers just got old, bro.
And we not even old, bro.
I'm old, bro.
We've gotten very
My
calm.
knees pop when I walk. I'm old, bro.
I wake up every morning and do it.
That's why I stay in the gym now. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
We've gotten very calm,
old,
bro.
bro.
I'm very, bro. 8 years ago, man, I see some of the things that I used to say,
Facebook memories pop up. I be
Man,
like, bro,
dude.
that motherfucker was ignorant.
bro.
The shit I used to
Oh, my
say.
God.
What was
And,
going
and,
on in my
and like
mind.
you said, I still do some of those things, but it's very methodical. Like everything that I do is purposeful now, and that's what it is about me. Like everything has to be purposeful. It has to be a meaning. Like I'm doing shit for shit.
Yeah.
I ain't just out here just randomly doing shit no more. You know
I'm
what I'm
always
saying?
just pushing peace, bro.
Yeah.
I like shit calm. Ask him every morning. I probably skip some mornings, but I'm always sending Bible scriptures, quotes. You know what I'm saying? Get the people around me on some cool shit. It might not be for that person at the moment, but it might be for the other person. I'm always pushing that, bro. Because I don't like chaos.
Yeah.
I came from that.
Not at this point.
Like that anger shit you said you seen for me, my old man, that's where it come from.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that right now.
And mind you, we've never even had this conversation.
I'm
I've never
glad you
told you
said
that.
that. I'm
You know what I'm
glad you
saying? But
said that
it's
about me, bro.
it's very noticeable now, man. Very noticeable.
Yeah,
And I got just like a lot of positive shit around me. I got my wife, which I love to death. Got my kids. I ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a big part of it too.
for real.
Motherfuckers be broken and
frustrated
be
when
mad.
take something down. Like,
Be
I
mad
don't
and
smoke
broke.
cigarettes no more.
Yeah.
I don't smoke weed no more. Like, I got rid of all the bad shit. Still drink or whatever, but all that shit's changed because of my child.
Yeah.
I literally stopped smoking cigarettes once my wife told me she was pregnant. So it was like, I feel like she came in my life to change all the negative shit I had going on around me. Stop smoking weed, all that, bro. And I just started seeing shit clear, let go, the problems I had, all kind of shit.
Man, I don't think we could have had a better episode 50.
Yeah, no,
It
this was
calm,
nice.
It was cool. We spoke about a lot of different things.
That's
that
God's
need to be-
plan, bro. Spirit in here,
100%.
bro. It's gonna be calm.
Man, Just Us Pod episode 50. Fave, Josh, and Dan, man. We'll catch y'all next week. We out.
That was a good one, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the thing, it's just us.